I'll go back to the reflectivity, the normal radar returns you're used to seeing here. And this is a heads up. If you are in Abernathy, you need to get to your place of safety right now. I know we're coordinating with John. We can bring him in here if he's ready to go in just a moment. But I want to give you the latest information here from the National Weather Service that tornado warning goes until 5:45 for northern Lubbock County, northwestern Lubbock County, and south central Hale County. So this thunderstorm that produced, at least according to the one of the train spotters, in fact, a great tornado researcher from Texas Tech, Dr. Weiss, actually saw this, was just north of Shallow Water, 11 miles southwest of Abernathy. It's moving northeast at 10 miles per hour. So we want all of you in far northern Lubbock County, just north of New Deal, to Abernathy, Hale Center, get in your tornado place, safety place right now. You know the drill, as many walls as you can put between you and the outside. This thunderstorm is moving northeast at a pretty good rate here. Actually, it slowed down last few minutes, about 10 miles per hour. And again, want to clear the concern here in Lubbock. If you're in the city, you don't have this tornado risk. But, John, this is a thunderstorm that really ramped up here just over the past few minutes, and that's why the Weather Service issued this tornado watch, because we have the potential for at least a few tornadoes. John?
That's right, Matt. Certainly appreciate that update and you jumping in there. And you can see on Doppler radar again, we'll just go over a few things. If you're in the city of Lubbock, you don't have to be concerned with this particular storm system. We do have a thunder shower developing, looks like, in the Idalou area, another one south of Lubbock. But again, here is where your tornado warning is in effect, anywhere from near Shallow Water. Keep in mind, it's going to be tracking east and northeast towards Abernathy. So you need to make sure you seek your shelter. And when we talk about that, we're talking about low-lying areas. A basement would be best. Cellar, if you have that. In addition, you want your closet, hallway, bathroom. So we'll wait to see if we get additional reports on this storm system. But again, it is tracking east-northeast. That warning currently in effect from anywhere just to the northeast of Highway 84. It extends up near Cotton Center all the way up along Interstate 27 and back to the south of Abernathy as well. And Matt, if you'll zoom in on a few areas there, we can point out some of those communities for folks that may be living in southwestern and southern Hale County and in the areas north and northern Lubbock County, north and northwestern Lubbock County. Got to give folks a better idea. There's Farm to Market Road 597 indicating some hail in that area, but I haven't seen any reports of the size of what that hail might be. Also, you can see along Farm to Market Road 1729 and also Farm to Market Road 179, general area there. And you can see the update on the radar is taking that storm further away from shallow water. It does not appear to be a threat, obviously, to shallow water, but it is still moving to the northeast in that same general area here, stretching over folks in Abernathy, but for those of you around Cotton Center, extending up along Interstate 27 and south and southwest of Plainview, be aware of the fact the storm could produce another tornado. We don't know, or I haven't seen any late data on that as far as whether the tornado may still be on the ground or not. Matt may have a better opportunity of checking that on chat, but we will keep an eye on that potential. But that storm is tracking northeast. There are some other showers, just to briefly mention, east of Lubbock. So this warning does not apply to Lubbock. There's only the one warning, the tornado warning in effect along to the northeast of Highway 84, including Abernathy and up along the Interstate 27 boundary. There's a light shower located in the southeastern corner of Lubbock on Southeast Loop 289 near Slayton and north along 87. This one and the one in Idalou will be tracking north. They are not severe as you might anticipate, just scattered showers and thunderstorms, but like the one that's up near Abernathy, they could develop quite rapidly, and in that case they may have that potential of producing large hail or high winds, or in this case, as indicated with radar and also that live report, that there was a tornado that developed very quickly in the areas west and even southwest of Abernathy and in between there, as well as the areas around shallow water. And we still see some reflectivity there. Watching for the wind patterns, we want to see a distinct rotation indicated where that is, as indicated on Doppler radar. So once again, that'll be the area we're watching very closely. Typically, you'll see these fire up and develop in the west or really southwest portion of a thunderstorm as it tracks tracks northeast. That's why we keep pointing out for folks in Abernathy to be seeking your shelter now. Don't panic. Just remember to go to a closet, a bathroom, or hallway, and then that's along Interstate 27 as well, all the way back around Cotton Center. And Matt, I understand you may have some new information there to update us.
Yeah, and our friends at the Weather Service passing along also that some of the train spotters out there that the tornado has lifted. So that's the good news. And going back to Super Doppler HD3, I'm not seeing the same kind of tight rotation. It really wasn't even that tight of a rotation, a couplet that we had just a few minutes ago. That's the good news. So latest indication is that we're at least still seeing some rotation on the radar, but I'm not seeing the same type that we did just a few minutes ago. Taking a look here, let's go to the First Bank and Trust camera from South Lubbock, because you may be concerned turning on the news right now and thinking, it's cloudy, I'm hearing the rain here in Lubbock. We're looking up to the north. This is north of Lubbock, so those of you in Abernathy still need to take your tornado safety precautions. But if you're here in the city, I always want to, give you calm when we can give you calm and clear the concern. Lubbock's under a tornado watch. We are not under the warning here in the city. So the latest information, John, is that the tornado is likely lifted, or it could actually be because there's so much rain and it's a humid atmosphere. You saw how cloudy it is, that it's possible that the rotation actually was wrapped around by some of the precipitation being wrapped around. So it could still be in progress there, but latest indication is that it may have lifted enough, or may have lifted to where at least we can ease the concern a little bit, but still tornado warning continues until 5:45, so that's about the next 29 minutes here for northern Lubbock and southern Hale County. John?
All right, thanks, Matt. Certainly appreciate that update. And again, we are watching the chat line with the National Weather Service, and they're in contact with emergency officials and storm chasers out in that region. And I know that our own meteorologist, Adam Young, was headed out around the Idlew area, but I have not heard any updates from him as to whether he's in and around that storm. Just keep in mind it is tracking, and as the update indicates there, northeast, still maybe some pockets of hail with that storm. As we expand it out, as Matt is doing there, southeast of Brownfield, some moderate showers there, and I'll just simply mention this is really the only warning. And when you look at our map on your screen, you see all of Lubbock red, but this does not apply to Slayton or the city of Lubbock, particularly just that one thunderstorm, as you can see, tracking through northwest Lubbock and southern Hale County. And by the way, the track of that storm may take it close to Petersburg, closer than maybe the Cotton Center area, but there is another thunderstorm north of Plainview. We'll keep an eye on that. No warnings on it at this point, tracking north. Those showers down south will be moving generally northeast, though, so they could impact Lubbock a little bit later on as they make their way up from Terry County into Lynn County and into Lubbock County as well. We've got a tracker on here to give you an idea of where the general movement of that storm is, and at this point, it is going to be making its way possibly near Petersburg. It looks like it's east of Cotton Center at this point, although the storm does spread out into the southeast corner or southwest corner of Hale County, extending down to northwest areas of Lubbock County, and it is tracking across Interstate 27 at this particular point. And there may be some heavy rainfall causing some travel issues and visibility issues, as Matt pointed out there. So folks in and around southern Hale County, northern Lubbock County, just stay on the safe side. Stay with us here and turn up your television so you can hear us and you can move around in your home and stuff if you want to make sure that you know what's going on. And don't forget about our KCBD First Alert weather app as well to keep you up to date. But again, the warning is north of New Deal, includes Abernathy along Interstate 27, does not include shallow water, does not include the directly Highway 84 area, and it's actually moving away from that area at this point. It is well east of Anton, well east of Spade. This may have been just a brief touchdown with that tornado developing with the storm as it was cycling up there, and now it may have decreased some in intensity. Haven't gotten any reports or seen any of any large hail associated with this particular thunderstorm, but that would not be surprising if we did, with the fact that that's very common with thunderstorms that develop tornadoes. But there may be some hail just northwest of the Abernathy area, and the rain itself is extending on to the north. Could impact Plainview, may, if the track holds true here, make its way at least near Floydada and possibly near the Lockney area. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to have the tornado or even severe weather capability by then, but we just want to make you aware of the fact that it will be tracking to the east and mostly to the northeast up into Hale County. And around Lubbock, we still have the one storm back here in the Idalou area. I'll just simply point that out, and we shifted the radar over just a little bit there to show that. And that is not a severe storm. I just wanted to point that out briefly. And you can see the other part of the storm extending down to the southeastern areas of Lubbock. It's relatively close to the radar. That's why you see a little bit of an unusual look with that actual scan from near the airport to the east, extending over just almost into the western areas. A little bit of that's into the western areas of Crosby County. But nothing around Lubbock except some sprinkles and some showers and cloudy skies. And I understand, Matt, we've got a viewer that may have sent in a photo, or someone's provided us with a photo.
Actually take a look at the Digipic here from Bobby Johnston. Actually was driving near this thunderstorm, was able actually to get the brief shot of the tornado. I think this was actually, let's see, right as it was starting to form. So you can see the funnel probably not all the way down to the ground there. But this lines up with most of the reports we've had here. If the tornado, forever how long it was down, actually a tornado, funneled down to the ground, does not look like it lasted all that long. And you can see from that image, it wasn't all that large of a funnel. I don't think we're going to have tornadoes, just massive, wide tornadoes today. But a small one like this can still cause some damage to your home, to a structure, anything like that. So I want to be clear, this was a little bit earlier when that funnel actually was down to the ground. So like John mentioned, tornado warning continues here, northern Lubbock, southern Hale County. That goes until 5:45. We are noticing some strengthening here over the northeastern and eastern part of Lubbock County. Not a severe storm at this point, but at least some strengthening. And everything is moving from southwest to northeast. That's going to be the track of thunderstorms this afternoon, this evening, all the way through early morning. We'll expect those thunderstorms to go from southwest to northeast. I want to back this out all across the South Plains to give you an idea of what is in place. That is the one warning that we have right now. And that said, we do have a tornado watch in place for Lubbock and most of the South Plains, the area in blue here. That's until 9 o'clock tonight. Got to get back, though, to the thunderstorm that at least still brings the risk for some hail with it if we don't see this continued tornadic threat. That said, the Weather Service here in Lubbock is good at dropping warnings when the threat has subsided. I want to go back to the velocity product and really not seeing strong rotation with this thunderstorm. I mean, even when we had the tornado report a few minutes ago, the velocity signatures really weren't all that significant. But that said, the National Weather Service is continuing this. Let me make sure here that, it does still continue until 5:45, the tornado warning. I want to see why the computer seemed to have dropped it right there. But latest update here for the Weather Service at 5:22. Tornado warning continues until 5:45 for northern Hale and or northern Lubbock and southern Hale County. And the thunderstorm still could produce a tornado. It's near Abernathy. There's the update that just got plotted right there. So this thunderstorm is pretty much right on top of Abernathy. So those of you in Abernathy along 597, stay in your tornado safe place, because that is the latest update, John, is that the Weather Service is continuing this warning here until 5:45. Also just had a report of 1-inch hail to the northeast of Anton. That was at 5:04. So that gives us an idea of what kind of hail this thunderstorm is going to produce. We don't expect, at least what we're seeing right now, huge hail with this thunderstorm right now. We could see some larger hail as we go through this evening into tonight. But the latest update, John, is the Weather Service is continuing this tornado warning until 5:45. John?
All right, thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. And again, you can see where there may be some hail indicated on Doppler radar. That pinkish area there, it continues to highlight. That is north to northeast of 597 and just to the west-northwest of Abernathy. So it may be 1 inch in diameter still. We'll simply have to wait and see as we check this storm out and get information from the Weather Service. But keep in mind, it still is tracking northeast, so it still has that potential of possibly developing another tornado. Fortunately, that was just a brief touchdown, but for all of you folks in and around Abernathy and even the northern areas of Lubbock County, just be a little bit on alert all the way up towards, not quite up to the New Deal area, but it gives you an idea of the track of that storm, the heavy rainfall along the interstate, and it continues to make its way onto the northeast slowly through that region. There is one positive aspect here. There is some nice rainfall occurring with this particular thunderstorm in that area. Unfortunately, there may be some hail associated with it. And you can see it's just to the west of Interstate 27, and a little bit of rain still falling along Farm to Market Road 1729. But the core of the issue really is going to be between Farm to Market Road 179, Farm to Market Road 597, and the Abernathy community. So that's the area where the folks need to be alert, at least at this point, should anything else develop with this storm, since the tornado warning is being continued by the National Weather Service, and it's working its way to the northeast. All of these storms will continue to do that general pattern. We have some showers that have developed a little bit further east. You can see the storm has made its way out of Idalou, and again intensifying just a little bit in the northeastern corner of Lubbock County and making its way up towards Petersburg. So folks in Petersburg, you do not have a severe thunderstorm headed your way, but you do have a moderate to heavy thunderstorm that seems to be intensifying at this point. And then the showers extend all the way down now around Ransom Canyon. The warning does not apply to the city of Lubbock at this point. Just to give you an idea, the warning is to the north of New Deal, includes Abernathy, the tornado warning, and up to the north of that, back along Interstate 27. So we're in good shape in Lubbock, getting some sprinkles here. And Matt, I understand we have some more, at least one, maybe more additional photos that have rolled into the station there on our computer.
Yeah, and I really appreciate everyone sending these in, weather at KCBD.com. This was actually at 518, 5 miles northwest of Shallowater, and it appears over the horizon, the funnel down to the ground. This lines up with the other reports that we've had of kind of a narrow funnel, but this lines up. This was at 518, and of course we told you about the first report of a tornado was a little bit after 5 o'clock, about 5:07, 5:08. So this gives an idea over the course of time that we've been tracking this thunderstorm that it has produced that funnel and at times down to the ground, and a tornado itself. And that's why we're going to watch this one thunderstorm closely. One thing with thunderstorms like this, sometimes they find just the right boundary, real small mesoscale features that one thunderstorm organizes, and it can maintain itself as it rides on up to the northeast. And really the environment in place as storms go farther north and east are a little bit more favorable for tornadoes. To be clear, like John mentioned earlier, main concern is going to be hail and strong wind, but at least a few tornadoes, and that's what certainly we saw just a few minutes ago with that one storm right there. I want to go back to what the velocity returns are, and I'm still noting at least a little bit of a notch, meaning still showing some radar. Let me back this up to the current perspective here. At least still seeing some rotation produced by this storm. But weather at KCBD.com to send in those weather photos, of course, from a safe distance. But clearly, John, at this point, the greatest concern is for anyone in Abernathy, far northern Lubbock, and of course, Abernathy is right on the Lubbock-Hale County line. Anyone in far northern Lubbock, southern Hale County, that's our concern right now, because this is the only warning that we have in place. The watch is in place, so we would expect some more thunderstorms to become severe as we go through the next few hours, but this is the one warning we're watching right now, John.
All right, thanks, Matt. Once again, we appreciate all those photos coming in, and thanks for that update. And as far as the radar itself, again, our primary concern is going to be the northern areas of Lubbock County, southern areas of Hale County, as this storm continues to track off to the north and northeast. And folks around Abernathy, just remain alert. Stay in your safe area. And if you go, what is a safe area? Keep in mind that is going to be a basement. That's the best location, or a cellar. If second to that would be, don't be in your living room, but make sure you're in a bathroom, a hallway, or a closet. And you'll probably hear us referring to those areas to get for the remainder of this spring season. Those are the safest places to be when a tornado warning is issued in and around your area. So just be aware of that. In the meantime, I want to jump over to our raincast on our other computer. I just want to show you we have a potential of more of these storms firing up over the next few hours. Since we don't have a tornado on the ground at this point, I'll just give you a quick look at the forecast so you can see what's coming up. We do anticipate more showers and thunderstorms off and on through this evening, even overnight through tomorrow morning around the South Plains. Even though this watch goes till 9 o'clock, there's a possibility it may even be extended after that. possibly as a severe thunderstorm watch. We'll simply have to wait and see, but scattered showers likely not to be all that severe after we get past midnight, or if they are, they should be on an isolated basis. More of those probably in the Panhandle and northeastern New Mexico. That activity will make its way out of the region. Then we'll go into the afternoon hours. We're going to see strong west-southwesterly winds surge into the western South Plains and a line of showers and storms developing around mid to late afternoon, and then that will track off to the east and northeast. It could, too, also have that potential of producing severe weather as it makes its way across the eastern South Plains and off of the Caprock tomorrow evening. Most of the storms will likely be out of the region by late Saturday night, depending on the track of the storm and the front that's swinging through the region. But as the storms move out, strong winds will move in. There will be some elevated fire dangers indicated here by our windcast. And I'm going to go back to the radar in just a second. I just want to give you an overall idea that this storm potential will continue tonight and again tomorrow. Then we'll have the elevated fire danger coming up in the afternoon and the evening with that frontal boundary swinging through our region. Quick look at 7-day, and then we'll go back to radar and then show you that tomorrow will be cooler and windier. There will be the elevated fire danger. We're looking for 60s on Saturday and Sunday with the rain chances moving out. We can move back to Doppler radar now and see what the latest indications are around our region. Keeping in mind, again, there is still a tornado warning that's in effect for the areas of northern Lubbock County, particularly around Abernathy, back along Interstate 27. We have some scattered showers and storms down between Brownfield and Tahoka, also down in Gaines County and Dawson County. And the watch, does not include the Seminole, Gaines County area, all the way over to Scurry County, but storms are developing there, and they will move northeast into the watch area, the blue indicating the watch area, and you can see not only the severe thunderstorm along Interstate 27, but also some scattered showers near the Tulia area west of Silverton. There's a few scattered showers and storms in northeast New Mexico up into the northwest areas of the Texas Panhandle. None of those are severe at this point, but we obviously have the one that we're focused on along Interstate 27. That is well north of the city of Lubbock. We've got a couple of showers in the eastern areas of Lubbock County. Those are making their way down in the west and northwestern areas of Crosby County, and the activity up in Hale County is making its way slowly into the eastern areas of Hale County and into western areas of Floyd County. So as we look at the storm system, for folks in Abernathy, just stay on alert, be prepared to seek shelter immediately, especially if we tell you or you hear the sirens in and around your community. Looks like there may be some hail still occurring southwest of Abernathy. We'll have to see how that continues to develop, and if this storm does continue to intensify as it makes its way through northern Lubbock County and southern Hale County, and especially in and around the city of Abernathy. So this is a storm system with some rain with it, some strong winds, and again, it did produce that brief tornado touchdown. It wasn't a major tornado by any means, and as Matt had mentioned earlier, we're not expecting an overall widespread outbreak of severe weather with this system, but these isolated storms have that potential of producing these tornadoes, and hopefully they'll be short-lived if there's any more that are developing later on tonight or even tomorrow morning, but not do a lot of damage or injuries. But any tornado has to be taken seriously, so that's why we continue to give you the updates on this particular storm with the warning still in effect up around the Abernathy region along Interstate 27. You can be prepared to seek shelter if you need to. That storm continued drifting northeast, and again, as it does, it'll bring that potential of some heavy rain, may produce some additional reports of maybe 1-inch size hail. We got that report earlier with that storm system, so all of you in that region and also the south and eastern areas of Hale County, just be prepared to seek shelter if necessary. We're looking for a boundary area generally following Farm to Market Road 597, Interstate 27, and back to the east again on 597 over in the areas of Hale County. So that's the part to be concerned about, or I should say Lubbock County there, and then up in Hale County along Interstate 27 and Farm to Market Road 54. So those are the areas where the showers, thunderstorm is occurring. This is the area here that we're so concerned with, well north of Farm to Market Road 1729, just along the border of Interstate 27 and over the areas of Farm to Market Road 597. So again, making its way northeast. Folks at Abernathy need to remain alert. I don't know, Matt, if you've gotten any additional information. I've been somewhat watching the chat line over here, but I haven't seen anything new unless you've seen it there but it looks like they're just in a status quo watching this storm as it makes its way through that region. Matt?
Yeah, the good news is we haven't had any new reports of like a lot of damage or anything like that, but the warning is still in place. That's why we're still here for you, because this still poses a threat to Abernathy. We have had a few new Digipics come in. I want to show you this one at 519. The funnel was forming earlier. This was near the shallow water area. And you can send your photos in if you can catch something or a video from a safe distance, kcbd.com/first alert, and also use the KCBD weather app. And of course, this is a really good perspective showing the contrast of the funnel itself. And this is probably about as good as it's going to get for seeing one of these funnels tonight, because it's so cloudy, it's so humid out there. That makes the challenge when we have so much humidity in place. One thing, the bases of these clouds will be low to the ground because it is so humid, and it may be kind of difficult to make out, but we could see the funnel there and maybe a little bit of circulation, or at least a little bit of debris trying to be picked up. The good thing is, looking at, let's go back to a Super Doppler HD3. I want to go back to the Velocity product, and I'm not seeing strong rotation that would suggest this is, when we look at the radar here, green is coming in toward the radar site, red is moving away. So we're looking at what the Doppler radar is showing for the rotation itself. If we saw bright reds and bright greens coming together, that'd be a greater concern. I actually do not see that at this point. That said, at this point, in some of the mid-levels of the storm system, we're still seeing some of that rotation. And you need rotation at least to be to produce hail. Just because there's rotation doesn't mean you have a tornado, but at least would have the hail production. Just had a report a little while ago, once again, of 1-inch hail with this thunderstorm as it's moving to the northeast. So if nothing else, Abernathy, you're going to get hail as this thunderstorm moves into your community. I know it's raining right now. Probably you're hearing the thunder. Pretty good number of lightning strikes over the last little while as well. But the main concern is going to be on the southwestern part of the thunderstorm, pretty much just due west of I-27. And if you know someone maybe coming in from the Panhandle driving south, or if you know someone about to leave Lubbock to head north, I would not try going up the interstate right now, because you're going to run into this thunderstorm. Even if it doesn't produce another tornado, which it already has, we've shown you the pics over the past 15, 20 minutes, this will be still concerned for hail, but I do have new information now, just came in from the Weather Service, that this tornado warning will continue until, 5:45. And at 5:35, according to the Weather Service, a confirmed tornado was located over Abernathy, moving northeast at 10 miles per hour. That's from the Weather Service, although I'm reading the text right here. A tornado was reported last dissipating at 5:22. So I'll get into the chat and confirm if we're saying that right now, or if it was the fact that we had the confirmed report earlier just north of shallow water. We'll try to get that cleared up for you. But the bottom line is this tornado warning continues here at least until 5:45. The storm is right on top of Abernathy. We've been telling you here for a better part of the past half hour now to take your tornado safety precautions. Like John mentioned, these aren't going to be huge tornadoes that, go on forever and last for a really long time. But even a small tornado can cause damage to your home. So we want you to get to the lowest level of your home, put as many walls as you can between you and the outside. And that is latest update, John, is that this warning goes at least until 5:45. We'll get some clarification on that latest report, but at least the storm itself is right on top of Abernathy right now. John?
All right, thanks, Matt. Certainly appreciate all that information. We appreciate you guys sending in your photos and information there for us. I do want to mention we have our meteorologist, Adam Young, near that area, and he said that that storm over Abernathy does have a very well-developed shelf cloud associated with it. That'd be the strong outflow wind, so it may look very ominous there. It is a fairly strong storm at this point, but it could intensify very easily to produce larger hail than already reported, and that was some 1-inch reports again to the areas between Abernathy and shallow water earlier. And I'll mention the storm is well clear of the shallow water area now. Our concern is right around the Abernathy community, and when we talk about your safe area, we're talking about a closet and a bathroom, a hallway, a basement, something such as that. You do not want to be in the living room. If you're concerned about hearing us, you You can just turn up the volume on your and take it also streaming, but turn up the volume on your television set, and don't forget about our KCBD First Alert weather app to keep you updated. So you can see that storm system in the Abernathy, right over the Abernathy area right now, the spotty areas where there may be some hail associated with this storm, south of Abernathy, maybe in and around Abernathy. And for those of you that can see the storm, and we've got, again, meteorologist Adam Young tracking that storm, we would appreciate any information you can get us, whether it's an email or photos or video. That will be very useful to help us continue to protect all the folks in northern Lubbock County, particularly those right in the Abernathy area. And the storm continues to move and spread out to the north and northeast. There's some rain now north of Petersburg, still heavy rain along Interstate 27, as Matt was mentioning there. This is not the time to be trying to travel north towards Abernathy. Then you see another storm here that continues to hold together, and it may be intensifying just a little bit. That is in eastern Lubbock County and west and northwestern Crosby County and southern Floyd County. So that's a little cluster of thunderstorms that we're going to keep an eye on. They will be tracking off northeast, and speeds on these storms have been averaging between 30 to maybe 40 miles an hour as they move through that region between Idalou and Rawls and along Highway 62, but not severe at this point. I don't even see any hail indicated on our Doppler radar. I don't see any flashes, significant flashes of any pink or anything like that. But so these storms will also have some pockets of maybe some intense lightning and frequent lightning as they move through the region. Other storms firing up. None of these are severe, and no reports of severe weather yet. That could change. Keep in mind the tornado watch extends all the way to Plains, Brownfield, Tahoka, back to Post. So we do have storms intensifying now in Lynn County and back over in Terry County, and then scattered thunderstorms continue to fire up between Seminole and around that community, south of Seagraves, also over towards Lamesa and near the Welch communities. And those are going to be tracking northeast. Most of these storms will continue moving northeast, probably at about 30 to 35 miles an hour, maybe occasionally up to 40 miles an hour. So they make their way through our region. We're going to bring our focus back up around this storm in northern Lubbock County, southern Hale County. And Matt, I believe I've heard you have some additional information.
Yeah, and a big thanks to our friends over at the Weather Service clarifying here that the confirmed reports of the tornado were earlier between 5:05 and 5:22, back when the first tornado report came in north of Shallowater as it moved northeast. The Weather Service clarified there is not a confirmed tornado over Abernathy right now, but we still have the warning at least for the next few minutes. So we want you in Abernathy still to get to your safe place, take your precautions right now. I want to take you to some video just northwest of Shallowater on our Digipic computer. And you can actually see, we'll roll this here now. You can see the thin, small funnel down to the ground. And again, this was just north of Shallowater. That was a little while earlier here. And obviously with the tornado, this is what prompted the tornado warning. So that gives you an idea of the thunderstorm that's on top of Abernathy right now. But again, this is earlier from a few minutes ago. And we do appreciate everyone sending in content to let us know what's going on with kcbd.com/first alert and on the KCBD weather app. We have several thunderstorms out there, but like John mentioned, the one right now that has a tornado warning is the thunderstorm that's right on top of Abernathy. And based on some of the latest information we have as far as its hail reports, I think the max size we've seen to this point is about 1-inch diameter hail. So that's the good news. Now, the watch that was issued today, the tornado watch, there's latest update, indicated that we could have some 2-inch diameter hail reports with some of the most intense storms. We don't see that just yet. But something else that's going to happen with the thunderstorms that we have across the area right now, and a wider perspective here gives us a good idea of what's happening, is that we actually see thunderstorms all the way back into eastern New Mexico. There's going to be some better lift in the atmosphere. That's what gets clouds to go on up, and it promotes thunderstorms to grow on up. That's going to be moving across our region here next few hours. We thought it'd be about 5, 6 o'clock. We'd get some of that lift for storms to go on up. So you may be thinking, well, it's cooling down now. Will storms go away? We'll still have the lift in the atmosphere for additional storms to go on up here through this evening and even late tonight. So we'll be watching this one last couple of minutes, at least, for this tornado warning. I think, John, at this point, looks like the Weather Service should be able to drop this back probably to a severe warning. We'll find that out here in just a moment or two. But at least at this point, still Abernathy is our focus with this thunderstorm moving to the northeast. And the latest returns, John, really don't have quite the same signature as we had just a few minutes ago. And that's good news. We want the rain. We don't want tornadoes and hail out there, John. And let me drop back real quick to get some new information on this warning that just popped up, looking at some of the other radar products we have. I'm noting once again, looks like, let's see, we just had 3/4-inch diameter hail reported with this thunderstorm. Noting a little bit of a notch still showing up between just southeast of Abernathy, but again, not overly concerned with the rotation we're seeing out of this storm. But hopefully, John, this tornado warning will be allowed to clear here. In due time, it's going to be dropping here about the next minute or so. The best news is still getting the good rainfall. We need rain badly all across our area. We'll take the rain, rather would not have the severe weather, but at least we haven't had any additional reports of a tornado warning over the last little while. Have a new warning to mention to you, though. The National Weather Service will issue a severe thunderstorm warning for this thunderstorm out to the, wait for the polygon to pop up here. But a new warning for Lubbock, Crosby, and Hale counties. That's going to go until 6:45 for 60-mile-per-hour wind, 1 1/4-inch hail. So this is for the thunderstorm that we're watching right here over Abernathy. A severe thunderstorm warning will be issued. We'll see that pop up here in just a moment. It kind of encompasses, this is the most intense storm we've been watching, is the one that's right on top of Abernathy right now. So that severe warning will go until 6:45. I'm seeing some increased development, some strengthening on the thunderstorms that are down right along the Lubbock, Lynn County line near New Home, back off to the west of Tahoka. At least these are strengthening just a bit. But the one severe warning that we have right now, John, is the thunderstorm that is up right on top of Abernathy. John?
That is right, Matt. Appreciate that update there. And I was checking a couple other factors as well. We're trying to keep a very close eye on this storm system, and you can see it extending over Abernathy, and it looks like it's working its way northeast. We're anticipating and hoping that the tornado warning will continue to drop on this, and then we'll just be concerned with the severe thunderstorm that's making its way again through that region, extending west of Petersburg around Abernathy. And again, we've got the new warning in effect for Crosby County. This storm does show some development here. Eastern areas of Lubbock County, northwest areas of Crosby County, and with showers and storms extending up into Floyd County, making their way towards Floyd-Ada. The storms, by the way, in this area of southern Floyd County are moving just to the northeast and may impact Floyd-Ada. They are not severe at this point. Also, this thunderstorm in the southeastern corner of Hale County, moving into northwestern Floyd County, will impact, it looks like, the Lockney communities. So, folks in Lockney, just be prepared. Maybe some heavy rain, some very frequent lightning associated with the storm. And again, you're also under this tornado watch. These storms are not going to be widespread, but as they develop, especially as you saw here with this storm between Abernathy and Shallow Water, they do have that potential of developing at least a short-lived tornado. And we're not anticipating big wide or major tornadoes at this point, but again, they all have that potential of producing at least a short-lived type tornado that can cause some damage and still be dangerous, so keep that in mind. But severe thunderstorm warning is a focus right now, and you can see that one located where we've got our banner indicated there, and that is northeastern areas of Lubbock County. Once again, does not include the city of Lubbock. And by the way, even though Hale County has been under the tornado warning, that did not include the Plainview community. And as you look at this point, we just have the severe thunderstorm warning, it looks like, for Crosby County, the Petersburg area. It still includes Abernathy. And the storm, fortunately, been trending down, although we indicate you can see some color in and around, the pinkish color around Abernathy. There still may be some hail close to 1 inch in diameter. At least there's some hail associated with that thunderstorm. So that would prompt the warning stay in effect, the thunderstorm warning, because the criteria for that would be golf ball or 1 inch size hail and winds that might be up to 60 miles per hour for that region. So again, you can see what is taking place with this particular thunderstorm. I'm giving a couple of texts right here and checking those. We're trying to keep up with both all aspects of where information's coming in on this storm system. And I do want to mention that our meteorologist Adam Young is out in that area to the east of the storm, and also we also have a contact out at the airport, Ken Perkins. He sent some photos. I'll try to get those. Maybe we can get those up by 6 o'clock. Great views of that storm, so watching it as well. And then you can see in the northwest areas of Crosby County, strong thunderstorm there. Also, this storm is just making its way generally to the east and northeast through the southeastern corner of Hale County, moving into western areas of Floyd County. There's nothing around Lubbock right now, or Levelland or Littlefield, but we are still under that tornado watch until 9 o'clock tonight. And Matt, if you're around the radar, you might expand it a little bit. I know we've shown a couple of wide views, but I want our folks down to our south and southwest to also know that we're watching this storm system very closely, and the development down in Gaines County and the Dawson County areas in general. And again, a few of those getting a little bit stronger over Lynn County and Terry County and Gaines County and northwestern areas of Dawson County. So again, they're the type of storms we're going to watch very closely. They could intensify quite rapidly. Located in that area between Welch and Brownfield, west of Tahoka along Highway 87, and also one thunderstorm over Seminole. But at this point, there's no warnings in effect for that region. Just the tornado watch that remains in effect. General track of the storms is to the northeast at this point. So we just have this one warning. So we'll check, but we may return you to the NBC News. I want to check and see with the folks back to the station if that's the plan or not, to go back to NBC News. If you guys will give me a heads up on that, we will. Otherwise, we'll continue to track these. And we'll toss to Matt quickly here, and then we should be able to give you more information coming up in a few minutes.
And we were just about to say that, John, and just in the last few minutes, we've actually had the thunderstorm just south of Lubbock ramp up a bit. So giving you a first alert for Lubbock County, a severe thunderstorm warning will be coming out. Let's go back to Super Doppler HD3 and show you this thunderstorm that is really ramping up close to New Home. And because this is coming now into southern Lubbock County, we're about to take you to NBC Nightly News. But since we have a thunderstorm now with some larger hail moving into the city, we're going to have to watch this thunderstorm pretty closely because it does pose a hail threat as it moves in from the south. Let's go to the First Bank and Trust camera to show you a perspective down to this thunderstorm. We're looking from 98th and University. You can see the 98th and Slide. This is looking down to the southeast, and at this point, this is a hail producer. We haven't seen a funnel cloud with it or anything like that, but this thunderstorm is moving into the southern and southeastern parts of Lubbock County, and there's the latest update right there. The yellow box that you see, this is a severe thunderstorm warning. It's now been issued here for about the eastern half of Lubbock County into western Crosby County, and this does include most of the city of Lubbock. Thunderstorm is moving to the northeast at a decent clip here. Let me pull up the latest track on it, showing it northeast at about 45 miles per hour, so it is moving quickly. I'm going to track just the main core, which the hail core we're seeing right on the Lubbock-Lynn County line, moving northeasterly at about 45 miles per hour. This would actually take it up, we'll go at 44 right there, toward Ransom Canyon at 610. The community of Estacado, not the high school, but the community about 631. That's northeastern Lubbock County. Petersburg, 640. So this is moving into South Lubbock right now. And this severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for hail of at least 1 inch diameter, potential for it to get a little bit larger than that, about the size of $50 and 60 mile per hour wind. So that's the nature of these storms. We have enough support, for thunderstorms to maintain their strength today. That just a few minutes ago, we were saying, okay, thunderstorms did not look all that strong. And then once again, we saw this thunderstorm ramp up. So what you can expect here, and again, we always want to let you know where the threat is and where we can clear you from the threat. I want to understand the polygon here has been drawn about Slide Road or so and points east. So if you're in West Lubbock, say the West End, Walmart on the northwest side, South Plains Mall, not under the warning. Central and eastern parts of the city are under the warnings. This means we can give you enough heads up because the storm right now is just in far southern Lubbock that if you're inside the loop, really if you're north of 82nd Street and can go out, move your vehicle to a covering, move it, into a garage, something like that, could save you some risk from hail damage as this thunderstorm is moving northeast at a pretty good rate. It's moving about 45 miles per hour. I think it's mainly going to affect central and eastern parts of Lubbock, as well as Buffalo Springs Lake, Ransom Canyon. Slayton is included. We'll see actually if this next cell expands a little bit farther off to the east, but this gives you an idea of two different severe storms that we're watching. So it actually combines two different severe thunderstorm warnings that are in place for Lubbock County. The storm moving up from the south, that includes most of the city and goes back into western Crosby. And then the storm that's up here that was on top of Abernathy is now moving off to the east. And one thing that actually, as we animate that concerns me just a bit, John, is this has become a bit more of a right mover, the thunderstorm that is just east of Abernathy now. When we see storms move off to the right, usually that increases, or at least it can give increased concern of a tornado development. We don't see that just yet, but that is something we're watching pretty closely, and also noting at least a little bit of a hook on that thunderstorm just to the southeast of Abernathy. It's really close to the radar site, so even though this is a severe thunderstorm warning for Petersburg, let you know that we are watching this closely because this storm has a history of producing a tornado earlier, probably different times tornadoes. Not a tornado warning itself, but John, that's what we're watching because this storm is moving a little bit more off to the right. So Petersburg, you need to be aware of that storm. And again, the thunderstorm that's moving into south and southeastern Lubbock right now, that is a hail producer as well. John?
All right, thank you, Matt. Appreciate that update. And again, you can see these thunderstorms in the area. And again, concerned about that thunderstorm moving into southern Lubbock County, making its way along Highway 87, will be impacting the city possibly short time here as it moves to the southeastern corner of Lubbock County here along Southeast Loop 289, and that storm extending down to New Home west of the Slayton area. And this is a fairly wide coverage area by the National Weather Service, covering most of the city, not the extreme western areas, but extending all the way down in the northern Lynn County, and then in the western areas of Crosby County and the northeastern areas of in and around the airport and the northeastern areas of Lubbock County. That storm is tracking on to the north at this time, and so that'll continue that threat for Lubbock. Severe thunderstorm warning currently in effect for the city of Lubbock. Primarily our concern, at least at this point, it happens to be with the large hail and a potential of some locally heavy rainfall, frequent lightning. There may be some wind gusts, but I really think the hail is the biggest concern with this particular storm system moving into Lubbock, and we're watching to see if it's going to be a direct impact or maybe just the southeastern corner of the city, depending on how it tracks up. We've got another moderate thunderstorm in Brownfield, south to southeast of Brownfield, and west of Tahoka, and then again the very intense thunderstorm that's located up here in the southeastern corner of Hale County. We'll continue to watch that one because it has produced the tornado earlier as it's been tracking that region, and we have some potential, and you can see from Brownfield west of Lubbock, there'll be some new development taking place there as it makes its way on to the north and to the northeast as well. Another thunderstorm in the northwest areas of Crosby County and moving into southern areas of Floyd County, and both of those thunderstorms are going to impact primarily Floydada eventually. However, folks in Petersburg, I would advise you just remain alert. We do not have a tornado warning for that area, but this is a very intense thunderstorm moving into your area and over your community, and so it may produce some large hail. And again, it's already produced that one brief tornado touchdown earlier. So these storms have a tendency to develop real fast and maybe potentially develop a tornado and then weaken some and just continue to progress on to the northeast. And that's been the pattern. We're just a little concerned about this one south of Lubbock along Highway 87, and it's headed over towards Highway 84, and that's going to continue to bring it close to Lubbock and possibly in the Slayton area, but we'll see. Mostly some light rain in that community right now. West and northwest of Tahoka, just to west of Highway 87, and it looks like just to the northeast of Brownfield and also northwest of Tahoka, moderate thunderstorms are indicated there. Remember that there is a tornado watch in effect until 9 o'clock over the South Plains, and we do have these storms tracking on to the north. And you can see, again, a severe thunderstorm warning back in the southeastern corner of Hale County, southwestern areas of Lubbock County. And Matt just added where the tornado watch coverage is, just to give you the boundary. And for folks in Seminole, Lamesa, Scattered showers and storms right now. They have not been as intense in Gaines County or Yoakum County, at least this far. Off to the east, Borden County and Scurry County, no activity. Jayton, no activity there, no watch there. But again, tornado watch in effect for all of this particular area. Up to the east of Tulia, scattered thunderstorms there. And then again, this cluster may intensify. You're going to see just spotty showers and thunderstorms continuing off and on really through this evening, through midnight. Then activity may begin to back off some as we're closer to midnight. And then we'll see showers, thunderstorms continue overnight through tomorrow morning. A few thunderstorms likely to start your Saturday morning. Then there will be another chance of thunderstorms lining up tomorrow near Lubbock, but probably in the eastern South Plains that will make its way east and northeast, at least at this particular time. So you've got the activity lined up now. Tomorrow there'll be another round that may be just a little bit east of Lubbock. Most of Lubbock County out of that thunderstorm warning. This thunderstorm is just making its way gradually into the southern areas of Lubbock County and western Crosby County. And we're going to break briefly here to enter our newscast.